Large parts of regional New South Wales and Queensland are expecting a deluge of rain in the coming days after years of prolonged drought. Cattle and canola farmer Richard Bootle is welcoming the rain. He joins me now from Nyngan in central west New South Wales. Richard, thanks for your time this morning. How much rain's falling?
Peter, we've had about 50 to 75 mils over the last 24 hours, and they're giving us another 50 to 100 in the next few days. So we'll be able to bog a duck here soon.
What? Just to clarify, you just said bog a duck?
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't heard that one before. I like it. So what does that mean? What does that mean for you, Richard? What's that enable you to do? Or could this be a problem? Because often in drought-affected areas, too much rain is too much of a problem.
Mate, it wouldn't be a farm. I'd lose my farming card if I didn't have a whinge about rain in some format. But the reality is that the drought broke for most of southeastern Australia 12 months ago. Like literally, sort of late February last year, we started getting rain, and we went from just absolute desert conditions to the last year's been amazing. But rain now, it's like farmer Christmas. Like it's the perfect time to get rain. We'll start planting here in about 2 weeks' time. So just straight after Easter, we start planting canola, then wheat, barley, oats, chickpeas. But it's just the timing is amazing. Yeah.
So what is that going to mean? Bumper crops?
It's a bit early for bumper crops, but it's probably maybe a third of the rainfall that we need for a decent crop. Given we've also stored moisture over summer, so all the rain over summer, a bit like you would in the garden, mulch the garden so the weeds don't grow. We use sprays and tillage to do that to make sure every bit of rain that we store in the ground, so it's a big sponge.
But as one problem ends, Richard, another one begins. You've got the mice plague out there at the moment. What's your reaction to what's going on there with those pesky rodents?
Yeah, mate, it's an absolute nightmare. Again, right across the southeast of Australia at the moment. They're smashing summer crops, and we don't have summer crops, but we buried our harvest, what we harvested in November last year. We buried that, so that's safe. But people who had it in sheds, they're just getting mice everywhere. And our big problem now, sort of going forward, is if we don't kill the mice out in the fields, and they're all through the paddocks, you see mice holes and mice running everywhere at night. If we don't kill them immediately prior to planting, as the little canola stick their heads up, mice come and just eat them off, and they'll just wipe us out. So we've got to do about 80,000 worth of spraying, aerial baiting over the next 2 weeks.
So will all this rain sort that problem out for you, Richard, or will it just enhance it?
Look, I mean, you don't want to wish ill on things,
sure.
But it'd be lovely if it drowned a heap of mice. It could, but what it does, it creates the environment for a COVID-like plague to get through the mice population. Obviously, eventually a mouse plague ends through, a plague, essentially. So it might help, but the reality is it might just create more feed going into winter, and then, those mice numbers will keep building. So I won't be the only farmer right across southeast Australia. There'll be farmers having to bait. We really need, there's some permits that we could get on farm that allowed us to treat our own grain more cheaply, and that'd be great if they could approve that.
I can't recall ever seeing, just looking at some of those pictures of the mice plague out there, I can't recall ever seeing so many. Is that your view? Is that your take as well?
No, look, after every big drought, this is sort of what happens. You get a fantastic year, and all the things that normally eat, all the snakes and things that we cohabit with, their numbers are way down after a drought, and raptors, birds of prey, everything is down low, and then so you get a great season, and there's no predators, so numbers just explode.
Okay.
It's horrible.
Richard Bootle joining us live from Nyngan in central west New South Wales. Richard, thanks for your time this morning. Good to chat. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Pete.